Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Featherhoof.
And I'm CarnagePanda.
And we are here finally for the finale, well, sort of Anime Talk Summer 2019.
Hooray!
I mean, we've already talked about 2 finales last week, and this week, 2 of them didn't have finales.
Yes, exactly as we planned.
And one of them is thankfully gone. Hopefully forever.
Yes, hopefully forever.
No
OVAs, no movies,
nope.
no
second season,
no anything.
No, like stop the continuation of the manga.
It's not a manga.
We'll burn anyone at the stake who tries to make it into a manga. But we'll get into that, as we get into that. But I can't. The season's over. What the hell? Where did those 12, 13 weeks go? Where did
this
go?
Happens every 3
I
months.
know.
And you haven't figured this out yet?
Magnets, how the fuck do they work? I don't know.
For all of those who don't know, he's been saying that for the last five or 6 weeks.
No, you started that shit. Don't you even try to put that on me.
I may have started it, but he kept it going.
No. Until today, I can guarantee you, any of y'all watching can back me up. Until today, you were always the first one to bring that up every episode.
I went outside of this.
No, you're not. You're inside. You're right here. There's 4 walls around us. Granted, they can only see one of them, but I mean, still.
Okay.
But yeah, time. It does funny things, especially to our perception of it. So I guess we should go ahead and do what we do at the with every episode, and do what we do at the end of every finale episode. So let's enough with the opening banter, and let's just jump right on into it. We haven't hid from you all that we do not like the MILF Sakai at all.
That's unfortunate because I thought this started off pretty good.
Yeah.
And then It was going along, and it just kept going along. And then somewhere along the line, it just looked down and realized, like Wile E. Coyote, that it was not walking over solid ground anymore, that there was actual, air under it.
Yeah.
And once it noticed that, it just plummeted.
It put the little sign out that went, uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh. that should have been in the opening,
Yeah.
Where they got that little music, and the Momoko should have just hold up the sign going, uh-oh.
Oh my god. Okay. And we'll get to this episode in a minute, but I mean, I think I think I can pinpoint the spot, at least for me. Because it was right, I mean, I was still enjoying it up until the end of Weiss's little arc.
I think it started at the beginning of Weiss's arc.
No, I think the end of Weiss's arc, because it actually had, it even started a mystery. It's like, where did she get the illegal programs? And, what was it meant for? And all this stuff. And then they started the goddamn, Medi Mama arc. And it was just like...
Well, I know I was not enjoying the Weiss's Mama's arc. And then it got really bad during the Medi Mama. And then, there's really nothing to recover from.
Yeah. I mean, they basically, it's like they blew out the foundation, so it's like there's nothing really to stand on anymore.
Like, it was like watching a WWE match.
Yeah.
And the referee, was getting distracted by some guy that had no reason to be in the ring.
Right.
But he had, to argue with this guy just to argue with him.
Yeah.
While meanwhile in the background, I don't know. I'll just make up fake names because I don't know who's wrestling ananymore.
Well, don't use the current ones. Use ones we knew.
Like the Undertaker would be in the background just stomping. Let's see, the Iron Sheik.
Oh God, those are two people who never met in the ring, but okay.
I was just picking out random ones, man. I can't remember everything that happened back then, but...
What, you didn't want to go with something more obscure, like Papa Shango was beating the crap out of Doink the Clown?
Wait. You know who actually was wrestling at one point?
Who?
ICP.
Really? What?
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's trying to fuck with me.
I'm not fucking with you. You can look this up afterwards. But they were wrestling at one point. So
Were they one of Doink the Clown's little people that followed him around?
No, this was like in the 2000s or something.
Okay.
Long after I stopped watching it, but I did read an article on that before they came out with their question of, how do magnets work? Yeah, I just segged into that.
Yeah, you
How
did.
do you feel? How do you feel now?
I had a feeling it was going to come back to that somewhere. I was just sort of waiting for it. I'm like, oh, there it was.
Yeah, you kind of deserve that.
I know I did. I'm an asshole. I can't help it. But this episode, okay. Now here's what's worse about this. This is what's the worst thing about this. I don't think this was a terrible episode.
It was bogged down by everything that came before it, though.
It was. I mean, it doesn't make up for the show, but this episode, let's just talk about, before we go on to the show, let's talk about the episode.
It's hard for me to talk about this episode because I've just kind of tuned the show out at this point, and I'm like, I'm really not interested in what's going on. We've lost everything that made it good, if it ever was, in the beginning, maybe there's some witty commentary on isekai, and this is the titty show, but it got away from both of those and put a harpoon through my head or something.
This episode, remember a while back we said that this show was suffering from a bit of an identity crisis. Like, it didn't know what it wanted to be. Well, once again, this show, like, the writers are like, what if we just wrote it as an isekai again? What if they go back to just classic isekai tropes and make it a basic, simple isekai episode?
I'm not even sure what this episode was about because the villain, Amante, if you want to call her a villain,
well, yeah,
she felt like a different character from the previous episodes.
Yeah, there was no clumsiness. There was only one mention of her, her spilling the beans by accident without even realizing she's doing it.
I must not have been paying attention.
She did do it one time.
I already admitted that I've been tuning this show out. So,
but she's like this OP, mega powerful villain. She's no longer this clumsy, silly, Team Rocket style dumbass villain. She's actually a competent villain in this episode.
And they reveal later on that she's one of the 4 fiends of whatever the fuck.
Riabel or something like that. Riabel.
Rebel scum.
It's like Riabel or something like that. It's like they took the word rebel and Frenchified it.
Frenchified it.
It did, yeah. It was Riabel or some shit like that.
Yeah.
The anti-mom group. Because.
And thankfully, we'll probably never learn about this group because hopefully they will never greenlight another season of this show ever again.
So,
and the author will have his or her books canceled.
Well, I don't want to go that far. That's just mean. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. I mean, just because somebody does something, one thing bad doesn't mean they can't make something good.
So maybe in this adaptation is where everything went wrong. Maybe the books are fucking hilarious, and the director was just like the director of Citrus, where he's like, instead of having this Yuri relationship, we're going to have 2 rapists on screen trying to counter-rape each other the entire time.
Was the Yuri approved?
It was definitely not approved. This shit was illegal.
So they're trying to get to the 100th floor of the tower to stop Amante from making her wish to erase all the mommies. Because her reasoning for that is... just that she doesn't like mommies. There's no backstory into why she doesn't like mommies. It's just... those damn mommies just stop us from doing whatever we want to do. Those bastards. Let's erase them all. It's like...
Yeah.
Okay. And she's...
But she doesn't get her wish because Masato wishes for cookies or eggs. Yeah, he wishes for eggs, and they get some ostrich eggs.
Yeah, because before they went into the tower, Wise is like, I'm just going to predict what's going to happen. It's like she totally breaks the 4th wall. We're going to get to the wish-making thing, and Mama Ko's going to say some kind of innocuous sentence that's going to be taken as the wish. she's gonna wish that she had enough eggs for breakfast tomorrow morning, and it's gonna grant her wish before we get to wish for anything interesting.
Yeah, so she does. So Amante does not get her wish to get rid of all the mummies ever. Which,
because Masato's all like, we just gotta say our wish before she can get hers out. But then he can't think of a wish, and then Momoko just goes, remember what Y said at the beginning of the tower. He just blurts out, I wish we had enough eggs for everyone, and he's granted eggs.
Now, hopefully, my wish will be granted, and there will be no further seasons.
But before that, they actually had a semi-decent battle against Amante.
If you want to call it that.
It was. She like won. She like showed that she like won soloed a raid boss by herself, and it's because like she has like some kind of super.
Okay, I've seen people do that all the time. Like I'm a huge fan of Borderlands 2, and you can solo the raid bosses in there. You could also
but that's Borderlands. That's Borderlands 2, but it's like. This is supposed to be more like an MMO, not like Borderlands.
You could do it.
That is true. I mean, I play a lot of Final Fantasy 14, and like I'm dead serious. I actually just for shits and giggles went into some level 50 raids like unsynced, so I'm still like level 80 with my like item level 400 gear, and I'm just like going in there and just like die, you son of a bitch.
He's a bully.
Hey, for those who play 14, you'll know there was a time where. Fucking Twintania, man. Fucking Twintania. I went in there and soloed Twintania with my Dragoon and was like, ha 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 ha! Fuck you! This is for all the grief you gave me back in the day!
He's a bully.
Damn straight. But, apparently Amante has this ability, her passive ability, she's a magic swordswoman, that's her class. So
Whatever the fuck that is.
So she can use magic and sword skills. And she has a passive ability that she just, like, has perma-reflect. Of all abilities and spells, she can reflect them all.
Her class seems kind of broken and overpowered. Kind of like the moms in this show.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that the writer just doesn't really play games and just picks abilities out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds good. I'll put this in here.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's completely broken and makes no sense, but yeah.
But this show did kind of, like, this episode kind of got a laugh out of me. When they're having Masato gives the big speech, the big, we're going to stand against you no matter what, and our combined powers and friendship will defeat you, that speech they always give.
The power of friendship.
Yeah. And Momoko comes up and she's all touched by it. He's like, all right, Mom, we're going to do this together, right? He's like, of course, Makun, we're going to do it together. He's like, all right, he's like, but first, can I say something to Amante before we start? He's like, sure, just promise me you won't steal the spotlight again. He's like, I promise I won't do it. And then proceeds to steal the spotlight.
Yeah, I tuned this episode out, so...
And when it was, I wish you wouldn't, because it was actually kind of funny, because she's like, Amante, I'm going to do one thing before we say, oh, we're going to fight? Huh? I can reflect all your abilities, and if I reflect your abilities, it will one-hit KO everyone in the room. Ha 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 ha! It's like, true, but I want to talk to you first. In fact, prepare yourself. I'm going to scold you. And she's like, oh, scold me? What's that going to do? And then proceeds to fire a Grand Ray Sero at her from Bleach. Just, no. Boom!
I kind of did get a chuckle out of when was it Wise that cast it?
Cast what?
She cast the death spell.
Oh no, that was Medi.
So Medi cast the death spell, and it went to Amante.
Oh
and
yes!
Bounced off. And did it split into like 4? I don't understand how that one happened, since it was like a single target spell or something, and she got 4 deaths to come back at their party. Doesn't work on Masato and Momoko, but it kills Medi and Wise because they don't have any resistances.
Yeah, who picks up armor that doesn't have resistances to status effects? Who's that dumb? Come on.
Okay, I will admit.
Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
I will admit, in my history of playing online games, I've seen a lot of people that just pick up the wrong stuff.
This is true.
They'll be like, okay, this suit doesn't match. I don't want to do it. I think this extra mana gear is good. I like the way this looks.
Yeah.
And they'll put that on, and they'll just completely ignore the game mechanics.
Yeah.
And they get totally roasted.
I was just playing 14 last night, and I was tanking for a group where a samurai got in. 65 level 65 dungeon. He's wearing level 50 armor. It's like, and he's like dying left and right, and he doesn't know why. It's like, oh my god, how?
What role is the samurai supposed to take?
DPS.
Why was he dying?
Because instead of just letting me as a tank going out there and pulling the group, he's like, oh, he's like, Leroy Jenkins! Yeah! Oh, I'm dead. It's like, yeah, dumbass, what were you doing?
So it's not unsurprising to see these types.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I'm not finding it funny anymore.
Yeah.
They should have learned by now. Especially after Y said, yeah, I'll get some gear that'll better let me handle this stuff.
Yeah.
Back in episode
Yeah, she was supposed to. Yeah, she was supposed to
3?
get gear that would stop her from being silenced, which she never did.
And she keeps getting silence cast on her. Well, she gets cast on her this episode.
Yeah.
Because Amonte's like, I've had enough of your shit.
Yeah. Okay, so that was basically this episode, and then they go off and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have more adventures, and we're gonna find out about the."
Well,
this
there's one thing
and...
that just made me violently ill about this episode.
Oh, please.
And that's after they made the wish and everything, and Shirase was talking to them, and she found out that Masato had wished for the eggs.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, I thought you would have wished for your mommy's undies." And I was
it's like, who would do
What?
that? Why?
like, that thought never even crossed my mind. I was like, where would you pull that at? What? No.
Maybe Shirase has some kind of like Oedipus complex we don't know about. I don't know. You're right. Yeah, why would she just assume?
It's just like, why? Why? No. No. Thankfully, we're done with this show.
We literally, I'm not even kidding, we were sitting there for the last 5 minutes, we're just pointing at the screen. No, bad show. Bad. Because they're like hinting at continuing on the story.
We're going to continue this story.
Like, no.
Maybe we should finish it right here. Yes.
Yes. Good show.
Good
yes.
show.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's all of it for Mommy Isekai. Tune in next week for us to not cover this show ever again.
No. Maybe reference it though, because
maybe reference it.
After you
remember that really boring show we were watching one time?
Well, I mean, after Angels of Death, we referenced that for like 3 seasons as like a standard of
still
fad.
reference it, man.
Angels of Death versus the Mommy Isekai. Who wins? Who's the worst show?
Epic rap battles.
I'm sorry. I love epic rap battles. That's like one of my favorite channels ever. Just because I love that guy. Just that announcer guy at the beginning of episode. Specifically for one word. Versus! This is the way he says versus. Cracks me up every fucking time.
Yeah, so I guess we're done with the show?
Well, we're done with the episode. Let's talk about the show. Let's
not.
I mean, it is the finale. We do it with every finale. I mean, let's keep with tradition. Every finale, there was
your tradition,
there
man.
was some good. Let's be honest, there was some good in the show in the beginning.
Yeah, like the first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And then it went off the cliff. But it didn't notice until like episode 7 when it looked down.
Okay, fine. We'll move on. Just no.
They did release the first volume of the Blu-ray.
Oh, did they?
And there's no reason they should have censored it.
Why?
There's just no reason.
There's nothing to show?
There's nothing to show.
So they censored it for no reason. There was nothing to censor.
There was nothing to censor.
But they censored it anyway.
They censored it anyway.
So there was no Gilbert Gottfried nipples?
No.
Wow. What the fuck? What were they censoring then? God.
Yeah.
If you were to give this
you got completely debated on this show.
Me? You would have won.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of us.
We all did get bait and switched on this. If you were to give it a score out of 10, right now, what would you give it?
4.
4? I was going to say 4 too. God damn it.
I would give my reasoning because 1, 2, and 3 I have special meanings to.
I'll give it my reasoning because episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 were fun. And then everything else after that was awful.
Okay. Yeah.
Except for Medidragon. I really liked Medidragon. Yes, it was in the worst arc of the show, but I liked Medidragon. So with that, I guess we're going to go ahead and say goodbye to the mommies. Everyone say goodbye. Everyone say goodbye. In the comments, you know, give it your most grandiose goodbye you can, and then kick it off a cliff. And we will move on to things that are far more worth talking about.
This week on Vinland Saga, I'm very, very angry because my name is Thorfinn.
You know,
he has like one emotion. Thorfinn, I'm pissed.
I think they should just rename the emotion Thorfinn. I mean,
no longer anger. And it looks like you've got a case of Thorfinn.
There's been some edgelord characters out there before. We've had some Sasuke's. We've had ourselves some Shadow the Hedgehogs. You know, we've had some pretty edgelord characters across gaming and anime and, you know, all that jazz. We've had some serious edgelords. But Jesus Christ, Thorfinn... You know, I don't like to use this phrase because I'm not really a big proponent of it, but this kid needs to get fucking laid or something. He's...
Yeah,
he has some built-up tension.
End of fall season 2019, Thorfinn needs to get laid, featherweight. Colorized.
It's alright. What? What the fuck? Oh. He needs some serious therapy or something. Jesus Christ, he needs to be laid out on a couch.
Oh, like from Psycho-Pass. I know you haven't watched it, but my nephew said that show is hilarious, and he's like, and I was like, why? And he's like, just watch the first 5 minutes, and I watched the first 5 minutes, and he's like, this guy needs some emergency therapy. And I was like, oh, I get it now. I get it.
Okay, so tell us what happened in this episode of Vinland Saga besides not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot happened.
No.
Yeah, so they're still being chased by Thorkel, who's just chilling.
I do love it.
He's chilling, and he's being carried and or carted on a cart.
And every time they like go back to him, the show always shows like his army of men marching and everything. He's just in the back of the cart.
Yeah, exactly. He got too tired to walk. He's like, yeah, just pull me along.
Well, I mean, if you had that much body mass, I'd get tired of carrying myself around too.
I mean, you may have a point because he probably eats everything, and by carrying him in a cart, they're actually conserving their food.
There you go. See? He's not just a crazy psychopath. He's actually smart.
Yeah, he's actually pretty smart. Despite the way he speaks, which is normally
like a
reserved
madman
for a person that has a lower intelligence. Thorkel is actually pretty smart.
He's just
probably one of the smartest characters in the show.
He just has that minor drawback of being a fucking psychopath.
He's a Viking.
Like I said, drawback of being a psychopath.
Is that a drawback or a positive?
Depends on the situation. There's like the man you'd invite home for tea, but you put him out on the battlefield. I mean, hey, it could work.
Yeah. So we did learn that the prince is actually a boy.
It is a boy, yes.
Is a boy. So
just looks like a girl.
Yes. I was absolutely correct on the Bishonen boy thing.
Yeah, you were.
I think it would have been more interesting if it was a girl, though.
Agreed.
If the prince was a girl, the show would have been more interesting, but Prince Canute is a very pretty, shy boy.
Shy doesn't even begin to describe, Canute's, personality.
Yeah, we have Osclod just waxing philosophical about the way his face looks, and he's like, man, Canute does not have the face of a king.
But then he keeps, going back to, but maybe Canute's the king we need. It's like, Canute may not be the king that I want, but maybe Canute's the king we need.
Yeah, he's making a Batman quote there.
Yeah. Batman.
Batman.
So people just want to watch the world burn.
Well,
Osclot in this episode, I think my prediction is going to come true. Episodes and episodes ago, I said Thorfinn is not going to get his revenge. Osclot is going to be killed by something else before it happens. Because
it's very possible that our favorite characters right now, Osclot and Thorkel, are going to get taken out.
Yeah.
At some point.
Because, like, I don't know, it's just like even Bjorn, like Bjorn was talking to him during this episode, he was talking about, Canute. He's like, Canute's young. At least he still has his entire life in front of him. And Bjorn's like looking at him like, why are you talking like, you're gonna die tomorrow? It's like,
I don't know exactly what age Osclot is supposed to be right now.
I would say at least his late 40s.
I'd say at least his late 30s. If he's his late 40s, he has no business being on the battlefield.
I don't know.
He's not young enough. He's not young enough.
Late 30s then. We'll go with that.
At least like Thorkel has, his immense size going for him.
Right.
But Osclot, average size.
He has the strategic. He's a smart dude.
Okay, he's a smart dude, but he's getting to the point like where he said, old age is going to kill me. I'm definitely going to lose to you later in life, Thorfinn.
Yeah.
He's going to get to that point where, like, once Thorfinn gets to be around, like, 18, 20...
He's 16 now, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's still got a few more years to grow, though.
Right.
16, you're not
no.
fully grown. Once he gets up to 20 and a little bit beyond that, he's going to demolish Osclot. There's no contest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, Thorfinn still has his prime years ahead of him, whereas Osclot, no.
Yeah.
He should be retired by now.
Well, they're on the run from Thorkel.
If you want to call it being on the run from a man being carted around.
I sneezed. Well, fine. They're on the run from his 500 strong army.
Yeah, the terrifying army. And
am I the kind of I dig the ear?
I was just about to talk about the ear. He's sitting there listening to the ground, and Ragnar shows up, and he's like, blah, 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 I'm so angry. Why have we stopped? Arr! He's like, Osclot, fuck you. And he's like, don't talk while the ear is doing his work. And the ear's like, tell that conehead to shut up. Because Ragnar has balding and got a kind of conical head. Feather of the Sag.
But Osclot sees like a dude like fishing. He's all like, "Hey, dude, fish biting?" He's like, "No."
He's like, "I don't give a fuck." Okay, I kind of relate to this guy because I haven't done it in like 20 years.
Yeah.
But I used to like to go out there. Like every summer, we would go out camping.
Oh yeah.
And I would just like take my fishing rod with me.
Yeah.
And I would throw it out and just fish. And I didn't care if anything bit. Most of the times, nothing bites.
Yeah. Even Osclot's all like, it's late in the season. Fish are all hibernating or whatever.
Only this one time I saw this dude he walked out with like these 2 baskets of fish.
Wow.
Completely filled. And I was like, holy shit, man.
Well, now we know why you didn't get any fish. He fished the whole thing out.
That guy probably also died shortly after because you don't want to eat the fish around here.
You will die of some kind of chemical poisoning. But, so he has okay, this was he was like, hey, ferry guy, how much would it be to ferry, to rent your services? And he's like, 2 silver. Probably take me forever to ferry all you fuckers.
But Osclot's like, nah, I don't want you to ferry my guys, and I just want you to take this letter. And this dude's like super disappointed. Yeah. And I kind of get it from his viewpoint because he was charging 2 silver per person.
Oh, was he? Oh, I thought it was just 2 silver, period.
No, he's charging 2 silver per person.
Oh.
And if he was ferrying over the whole army, he would have made a killing. He wouldn't have had to work for the rest of the year. He would have taken that 5 pounds of gold.
He's like Oscald's all like, just take this to the first elder you find. Just take it. And it's like to get reinforcements.
Yeah, he wanted to get reinforcements to help with Thorkel, which everybody thought, oh, we're going to get reinforcements to fight this battle.
Yeah.
But they show up and the reinforcements are just two dudes who have a ship.
A really big, like, wide ship.
Really big ship. It might have been Noah's Ark. And I don't say that, to be out of context, because we still have, for some reason, the priest is still there.
I love. Oh my god!
The director thought this guy's so important. He must be in the story. He must be an important figure.
Because they focused. They had like a 5-minute segment like just for this guy.
Yeah, there's no reason that this guy's going to be here just to give a few lines, take a chug out of his keg, and then just be evaporated from the story. What it could happen.
Yeah. Like there's like this thing. He's like talking to the men. Like the men are trying to talk to him. Like like Thorkel's men were trying to like tease him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, Oscald's man's trying to sit there and tease him and stuff like that. But he's, like, hey, what you've been in the royal chamber? What's in there, huh? Why, gold, silver, lots of women?
Because they were theorizing that the king had a harem of beautiful women.
Like, one from, like, all over the world.
All over the world. He had these slave girls that would just service him.
And he's like, so what's in the royal chamber? He's like, nothing of any real value. He's like, what? No women or gold? Oh yeah, he had slave girls and gold. He's like, wait, you don't like women? What's wrong with you? He's like, I'm looking for something more important.
Something better.
Something that gives value to silver and makes the women that much more important.
He said that silver has no value and beautiful women have no value
without
love.
And I love the one guy. He goes, wait. Silver gives silver value. Don't complicate this.
It's like, no, you were onto something when you said booze. Whichever god created it, you were onto something, man. But I'm not behind you on this one.
But then it was like there was like as they were walking after the priest like sort of shut up and everyone's like, oh well, all right, let's go ignore the priest now. There's that one guy. He's like, hey priest, can you just keep talking?
Keep talking, man.
I'd like to hear more.
So he's going to convert all the Vikings into Christians. And according to, was it the king?
Yeah, King Sven or whatever.
It's going to make them weak or something. According to them, it's going to make him weak.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I loved. Was it 2 episodes ago where Thorkel's men are all like they're doing the playground shit? He's like, hey, priest guy, who would win in a fight, Jesus or Thor? Remember that?
Yeah.
That was awesome. I love that.
I was just talking about that.
I know, but not that specifically. But you were talking about the booze thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that shit. That was awesome.
Yeah. So
now
is naturally gonna die.
So now we actually got this this weird like even like Oscald's men are starting to have like slightly some of them are starting to have this like introspective little moments.
Maybe. Until they put their axe in somebody's head.
Well, yeah, there's that. Or someone puts an axe in their head.
That could happen too.
Yeah. But they met up with the reinforcements, which turned out to be 2 dudes.
2 dudes. Apparently, some high-ranking commander of Wales.
Someplace in Wales.
Yeah, because they go off to Wales.
Let's get this straight. They clearly say the names, at least in subtitles. They clearly show the names of not only the place that they're going, but also a neighboring kingdom, Welsh kingdom. I have no idea how to pronounce this shit, so we're just going to say Wales land or something.
Yeah, so once you get outside of England and you start having languages from Wales and up in Scotland, things start to get hazy.
Pronunciations.
Yes.
Letters begin to not have... it's like, so, the J letter makes a J sound. Not in Wales it don't! Or some other letter, it's just like...
Actually... At this point in history, the letter J does not actually exist.
You know what I mean, though. I was just using it. It doesn't. I wasn't. Never mind. Trying to make a joke, but.
Which I was about to go on a tangent about.
Okay, go ahead.
So, the alphabet that we use comes from Latin.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was created by the Romans.
Okay.
because they were like, man, we don't fucking like your Greek alphabet, so we're gonna make a new one. So they get all these letters, and as they conquered and expanded the empire, their alphabet went with them.
Ah, cool.
Except when they got to Wales and Scotland, Ireland, the place where they speak the language of. Oh, what the fuck? How's that spelled? That's not the way you. What? No, you pronounce it that way.
Like the Celts, like
yeah.
Gaelic and all that.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if it's pronounced that way.
Yeah.
We just say it because that's the way it's spelled, but.
I mean, remember for years, with Final Fantasy VII with Kate Sith.
Yeah, cat shit. I always call it that when I play it, but.
It's like actually pronounced like Ketshi or something to that effect.
Yeah, so
it's like those
it's
are
not pronounced Cat Sith or Kate Sith. It's pronounced Ketshi.
Which is like those are not the letters that are on that screen.
You'd be like, what? And like the one name that screws with my head the most is the one that's spelled Caiomhe.
Okay.
Don't say anything. After this, everybody go figure out how that's pronounced.
Spell it one more time.
Dude, it's on the recording.
I know. Okay, fine.
It'll
be right here in the edit. Crap, I just added more work for myself. Damn it. But, sure, go do that.
You'll be like, Lovecraft had nothing on this shit.
So they're rescued by the Welsh, who get them across the river where Thorkel cannot follow.
Yeah, over to Wales because he's like, man, those guys speak crazy. Oh, that shit's crazy.
He's like, I've heard things about the Welsh. I don't know if I want to go over there.
I've heard things.
I don't know how to pronounce
the way they spelled them? No, I'm not going there.
But so they get well, firstly we get this little bit where Oscalad's all like, Thorfinn, you're gonna protect Canute. He's like, don't I get a say in this? Shut up! You're protecting Canute. It's like, fine, I better get my reward. Fine, I'll duel you, whatever.
It's time to duel.
Duel. Believe in the heart of the cards.
I pulled the card out, and I believed in the heart of the cards. I got exactly what I wanted. Now I'm gonna play this card.
And then, immediately the next turn, what? He had the very thing that could counter that card I really wanted? No! Fucking show.
Yeah.
I hated that show.
You know they're making a sequel next year.
Another one?
You will love it. We will watch it.
Fuck you! But, so they're... I did like that, because he's like, alright, he's like, the Welsh basically like, okay, look, we had an ulterior motive. You Danes are going to take over England, right?
You guys are going to take over, and I just want the prince to say blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, the prince, I just want to hear from you. If you become the king, when you become the king of England, you will not interfere in anything in Wales. You will leave us the fuck alone. That's all. We will protect you, get you where you need to go, but in return, you will tell me right now that you will not fuck with us in future when you're king of England. To which Canute responds with,
yeah, Canute is the most timid motherfucker ever.
He like runs behind Ragnar. Well, actually, he ran behind Ragnar because like Thorfinn gave him the death glare, but
yeah. So he tells Ragnar this shit, and Ragnar's like, "Yeah, I'll tell him." And then the commander's like, "Fuck you! I want to hear it from the prince."
Then the prince doesn't say nothing,
and then Ragnar's like, "You're so rude. I want to speak to your manager."
Turned into a Karen.
Yeah.
But he's like, okay, fine. I'll ask the prince again later. But we need to get marching. So they get marching. And it doesn't take long before Kingdom B of Wales decides to do something bad. That's why they're Kingdom B, because they're bad.
Yeah, so the commander goes up there, and then they're like, yeah, we're going to go talk to these guys, and we're going to get some shit done. Yeah. And then the ear comes up, and it's like, blah, 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 blah. And Aslan's like, you sure? He's like, yep.
So there's... turns out that there's like two guys blocking the path on horseback. And they're like, they don't approach him, and it just shows the guy's like, oh shit,
Do they know? Do they know?
Onto us? That doesn't matter anyway, because we've already got them. And it turns out there's like deja vu archers all along the cliff.
Yeah, and
Poor Horsey.
this poor horsey gets murdered, and 50-year-old Ocelot has some very good acrobatics.
He was just like, boo!
He's got like his agility maxed out.
Like,
Aging had no effect on him.
it's like he used his farts as a projectile to launch him off the horse.
He had really bad gas that day, and he was like, well, it's time to use it.
He Wario'd that shit.
He Wario'd it. Yeah, so he gets off the horse.
That's
and
the poor
then,
horse he died.
And then,
I mean, that poor horse, it took like 7 arrows to the face. It's like, Jesus!
which means it has more HPs than Boromir.
Yeah, actually does. That's actually a very good point. Actually, well, those are like giant fucking arrows that went to Boromir, though. Those are huge arrows.
Nah.
But, so now
since we were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, what's his name? Thorfinn stands up and he's like, you fools, you've activated my trap card.
he did have that look. He just whips out the shield and like begins to scan the horizon as if he's counting them. Like, yep, that didn't bring enough from me.
And that's the end of the episode, which Featherhoof called 1 second before it faded to black.
Because literally,
and the credits roll.
Literally, it's like you knew it was going to end because it's like
you get that sixth sense after you watch a lot of media.
Well, it's like Thorfinn's like looking over the horizon, and then it just pans over to like Thorfinn's face, and then holds on it for 15 seconds. It's like, oh yeah, it's about to fade to credits.
Yeah,
and it did. So I wanted to like this episode more than I did, but it's like not like I said, not a lot happened. It was just like, oh, it's more Oscalad waxing poetic, and Thorfinn being edgelord supreme.
It's just so mad.
So mad. I mean, I love it. His dad keeps coming to him in his dreams saying, dude, chill the fuck out. And then he wakes up and goes, fuck you, Dad.
One day he's gonna wake up and he's like, no one has enemies.
Oh, God.
What?
His dad has infected his brain.
What? What the fuck did that mean? Was he trolling this whole time? Is this why they called him the troll of the Yavs Vikings? Dad!
Now, I love this show, but man, I wasn't really feeling this episode. It's just sort of like, it's like let's like take those scenes from like Lord of the Rings where it's like they keep panning shots of them running through the beautiful landscapes. It's like 22 minutes of just watching them running, slowly marching through
I will
the forest.
take it because Lord of the Rings had great backgrounds because they didn't manufacture everything in a computer. And
not everything,
well,
some things.
Then I'm going to seg it to anime where everything's generated in a computer.
Seriously, dumbass.
But the backgrounds actually look pretty good at this show compared to other shows we've been watching, like the Wabi Isekai, which has atrocious backgrounds. They didn't really put any much work into that.
Yeah.
Why am I holding up my middle finger?
I don't know why. You were flipping off the audience. I was sitting there going, okay. Comments below how just offended you were that he flipped you off. Oh.
That was an accident. But please put down your comments below, and if your name's Karen, let us know.
If you want to speak to our manager, hi, how you doing?
Yeah, we are the managers.
But I don't know. I wouldn't say this is one of their better episodes, but it is another one of those setting the stage episodes.
Well, you kind of need that because, like I said, if you just constantly bombarding the audience with action, you're going to get bored of it.
But at the same time, I guess here's the argument to make, and here's the debate. Did this episode further anything?
Yes.
See, I don't think it did. I think it's nudged the story forward. Like, it's like, come on, a little bit, and it took a couple of steps forward, like little baby steps, like because it was being forced to. But I didn't feel that there was any really character development or progress in the story. It's just like, status quo moved from like, here's status quo is over here. Let's just pick up the status quo and then place it over here in Wales. It didn't really change anything.
I don't think it has to change everything every episode.
Well, at least move, like do something. It didn't change anything.
It did move from England to Wales.
But you know what I mean. I'm having a hard time putting it into words, but
I want to be a troll too.
Oh, you bastard! You're the bastard of the Yums Vikings.
Yes, yes.
But I wouldn't say this episode's bad. Like I said, I wasn't really feeling it.
This is one of the better shows of the season, though.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So, since it is technically the season finale.
Well, season finale for us.
Though it goes another 12 episodes.
Let's go ahead. Yeah, it's the season finale of Anime Talk for summer 2018. Let's talk about this season of Vinland Saga. Definitely one of the better shows this season,
Yes.
hands down.
Yes.
Some things, like I said, it's with Thor's just standing up with all sincerity. No one has any enemies. It's like
No enemies ever, son.
this is like.
Wink, wink.
What are you, a Buddhist? Is that? Oh no, he's a troll. Got it.
He's a troll.
The world's first troll.
He's probably not the first troll of the world, but he was definitely a troll.
And it's just like, every good anime still has kind of crappy episodes from time to time. I think this anime, more than any this season, had the fewest.
The least?
The least, yeah.
Least?
The least, yeah.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I'm having trouble identifying with and getting behind is Thorfinn. It's just
He's just so mad.
I want to chill that kid out. It's like, dude, seriously.
Yeah, he needs some character development beyond. I'm just pissed. I'm so pissed. I'm angry.
He's pissed, and he's got the teenage rebellion thing going on. It's like, you're tropey as hell. Let's move on. Come on.
It's like Oswald's an asshole, and my dad was a troll. I have nothing left to look forward to in life. Everything was taken from me.
And it's like
My dad.
And actually, I did say this early in this episode. I was like, whatever happened to Leif Erikson going, I will never give up the search for Thorfinn. Don't you worry.
He never gave up the search.
We actually did find out, yeah. He's an old man. He actually went, when we saw him briefly at a port. Apparently, there's slave trading going on.
And he's like, this is what my life has come to?
Well, no, because he saw someone he thought was Thorfinn. He's like, ah! And there was just some young girl that was being sold into slavery. And he's like, oh,
depressionism.
I mean, he did not age well.
No, he did not.
Does not age well.
It was 2 years?
No, it's 12.
He did not age well.
Let's see. No, it was 10 years. I think 10 years have gone by because it was 12 because 10. Because Thorfinn started at 6 at the beginning of this. And now he's 16.
So the aging goes is that Leif Erikson has not aged very well.
No.
Osklod
has aged incredibly well.
No effect on him at all.
Or Bjorn.
And Squarehead, his head got even more rectangular.
Yes, he did. I mean, at some point, he's just going to be a PS1 polygonal character.
And I can't even remember his name now. What was it?
Floki.
Yes, fake Loki.
Fake Loki.
Fake Loki. Bring back fake Loki.
And he sort of just vanished.
He's vanished entirely.
Well, it's they brought him back. And it's oh, he's gonna fight Thorkel, and it's we'll row our boat. Oh shit, we're dead! Ah!
He's like, you know what? I'm gonna row my boat away.
I did love that when Thorkel was just I will take this giant wooden spike. Boom! And just plows it through their boat.
Fake Loki was yeah, no.
Nah. I really don't have much to say about the show because, if I was just to sit here, I would just sit here and praise it. I have so much fun with the show.
Praise out of 10.
It's one of those shows back in the day with Banana Fish and stuff like that, where I'm just I cannot wait. Yeah, Rising the Shield Hero. I cannot wait every week. I cannot wait to come back, sit down, and watch more Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga good.
Yeah, I mean, so far we have 13 episodes out of 13?
12. Because it got delayed because
that's right. it was like if I were to give the score to these 12 episodes, definitely a 9.
I would give it an 8.
I'm giving it a 9 because I like it more than you. So, but
he's so angry.
I do gotta say though, and we'll get to, we always do this with our finales. We'll get there. The opening song to the show though. That guy.
Okay, so we do know that it's going to be a different opening for the next season because they contracted my favorite band, the guys that wear the wolf heads.
Oh,
Man with a Mission.
Yes. From Inuyashiki.
To do a different opening. Yeah, they did Inuyashiki, which is another show we watched.
Oh, that was so good. I missed that show.
But these guys always seem to put out great openings. They put out one in Log Horizon. Fantastic opening. Inuyashiki.
Yep.
What was the other one? Golden Kamuy, which is a fantastic show. Everybody should go watch it.
I've heard of that.
It's already had 2 seasons out. It's gotten a 3rd season greenlit.
Nice.
Yeah, so should be a good opening. I hope that he's not screaming because this opening is like the most BB opening ever.
Oh, it's fucking death metal. I love it. I just listen to the beginning of the opening theme to the end of it.
There's this huge contrast.
The sink or swim, and then the end is just.
It's like, whoa, chill out, man.
Oh, Jesus!
Is that what you really think that Thorfinn is like?
Apparently, it's an interesting song, but yeah, it's like this show was just. If you have a chance, I mean. I know I've actually been contacted by a few people that have been like, this show's great, but it's just so historically inaccurate. It's fucking ninjas. They're not even Vikings. They're just fucking ninjas.
You expect historical accuracy in a work of fiction?
I know. It's like it's set in a historical situation, but it's still fucking anime.
It's also anime.
Yeah, so it's like get over that. If you're there like, I'm ready for a truly accurate historical event, I'm gonna what? You're not gonna like this, and you need to take those ideas and throw them away.
Yeah, this just reminds me of like every time a Japanese director or somebody names something. Like one of my favorite shows is called Ergo Proxy.
Okay.
And you're like, what the fuck does that mean? They asked the Japanese director, why did you name it this? And he's like, I named it Ergo Proxy because I thought that sounded cool.
Bravely default.
Bravely default.
Flying fairy. But that was this episode. This episode of Vinland Saga.
That will take out all the mystery when you look at a Japanese title for something. You're like, that makes no sense.
Actually, I do want. There's one last thing. The show is called Vinland Saga. First episode, we got to know what Vinland was.
Yeah.
And then we never touch it again.
He told later
that the one slave girl.
Yeah, we're going to go to Vinland, and then...
But then still, that never went anywhere.
They're taking a detour.
We're gonna make our way to Vinland, but we need to make this detour in hell first. Do you mind? It's a scenic route, but we're gonna just go right through that. But that's really my only complaint, because it's called Vinland Saga. Where's the saga of going to Vinland? But
I don't have any more to say. Will we be watching this show next season? We don't know yet.
Yeah, it all depends on what's airing and what we can watch. We'll see what happens next. Because there's shows I really
not B-Stars.
Shut up! Shut up! I'm still holding out hope. Okay, damn it.
Holding out hope. It's on Netflix. Your hopes and dreams have been crushed.
Not yet! I won't believe it until it happens. Until the day comes that we sit down to watch fall 2019 episodes, and it's not there to watch. That's when I'll finally believe it. Until then, I'm still holding out hope. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about our final episode we watched this week. And the final show and best this week was definitely Dr. Stone.
Shoutouts to the sound design guy.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, God, yes. Those impact sounds were amazing. I loved them.
Yeah, the guy who was doing the sound effects definitely wins the show this week.
Absolutely, yeah.
Out of all the shows that I've had to watch and will probably watch tomorrow, best sound design.
All right. So they're still, they got back with the sulfuric acid.
Yeah, which he had to refine into hydrochloric acid.
Which then he
Actually,
further
I went-
refined
I went-
into chlorosomething acid.
I went home after I was done here, which I tend to do because, you know...
I would hope so, yeah. I hope you were living in a ditch somewhere, I mean...
Yeah, I have to go sleep in my ditch in my cardboard box, and one day I hope I can
So
get
that
upgraded to a van by the river.
So that explains the smell. Got it, alright.
Yeah, sure.
So you got home, and you...
Anyway, I got home and I looked up about the acids, and I was like, I was pretty sure that sulfuric acid was pretty strong, but apparently it's really weak.
Ah.
It's only when it's mixed with water that it becomes strong.
And it becomes a gas that kills you instantly!
And apparently hydrochloric acid is stronger than it.
And then
And
something
then
acid.
I was remembering during chemistry classes where they were talking about the pH scale
Yeah.
and how it goes from like -7 to 7.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, some other blah 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 acid, it has a pH of -18. And I was like, whoa, it actually goes that far? Learn something new every day. But yeah, he had to take the hard route to making penicillin for the lulz.
Well, I love it because like every time he makes the new form of acid, he talks about how this one's even more dangerous. If you get it in your eyes, it'll make you blind.
This is exactly what I was thinking about the anti-vax moms and stuff during that. You know, they're talking about, you know, there's mercury inside your vaccines, and
Yeah.
I hate to burst it to you, but most forms of mercury are not toxic. You can touch it, but I can't remember which mercury it is, but when you touch that, it's going to fuck you up.
Okay. I honestly don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know. So I'm just. The only thing I remember is all the little the old stories about like if you chew on a mercury thermometer and that mercury gets out on you and stuff, like it'll kill you. That's what people
Well,
used
no,
to
my
say,
mom
but-
used to tell me stories about how she would play with mercury when she was a kid.
Duh.
And naturally, they didn't know that it could be toxic back then.
Ah.
Like they didn't know about a bunch of things being toxic. But
So wait, it's toxic. So are you saying that mercury is a Nazi?
sure, whatever.
Being all toxic
So
and
one day I was just bored, so I went onto YouTube to watch videos.
shit? Okay.
And this guy's like, I have a toilet, and I want to find out if I can flush things down it.
Okay.
But I want to use mercury to flush the toilet. And so he went down this experiment, which most people will not be able to do because mercury is very expensive
Right.
to especially get in the quantities
Okay.
that you need to flush a toilet with.
Okay.
But he was doing this, and like at the end of it, he starts stirring his finger, and he's like, "Yeah, this mercury's not toxic. If it was the other form of mercury, I'd be dead."
The only other story I know of mercury, it's not even a story, it's just an old episode of Metalocalypse, where they make a birthday cake with mercury frosting. And some dude, like it was like the Prince of Sweden or something comes up and like fucking like starts melting right there.
Yeah, but go look that up, where a guy flushes his toilet with mercury. He fucking uses mercury to flush his toilet because he wanted to get a piece of gold out of it.
So yeah, but like I was saying though, I did like how every time he made the new form of acid, like this one is hydrochloric acid, and that then you get this in your eyes, it'll blind you. This is the blah 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 acid, and it chloro something phosphate whatever. And this one, if you get it on you, you'll be like it'll melt your skin, and you'll be like a fucking zombie.
Yeah, and each time, Kohaku's like, "You want to feed that to her? No, you can't give that to Ruri." So yeah, like the anti-vax moms. Oh, the mercury's in the fucking vaccines are going to turn you autistic.
Oh god. But I got such a kick out of this episode because Senku, with all sincerity and just like, yeah, we're gonna rig the tournament.
Yeah, we're gonna rig it.
And Ginro is all like, yeah, we're gonna rig it.
Now, one thing that just struck me odd is that they use biblical imagery in this sequence.
Oh, where
And I
Kinro
was
is like watching,
what?
like, cause they're like being all devious and evil.
Yeah.
And Kinro sees them as like Nagas with like the long snake tongues that come out and licking him in the face, trying to tempt him.
Like I can see it because it does draw parallels between the story of the snake in the Bible. They even use a tree with forbidden fruit on it.
They did, yeah.
And I was like, man, that just looks weird. Especially coming from the Japanese, because they're not really
I'm sure there's
religious.
I'm sure
in
there's
the
some
sense that
Christian Japanese. I'm sure
they're a very small minority.
But they might be there still, though.
There's like 1 million in a country of
That-
over 120
that
million.
I can't.
So
But then again, I also hear of like video games in the past, like 90s and 2000s, where they'd be like, oh yeah, we had to like censor this Christian iconography they put in the video games because it would make the Christians over here just go ape shit to see that stuff in the video game.
point taken.
Yeah.
Because they would go ape shit
I mean, for God's sakes,
if
like
they played the game.
like the Xenosaga, Junior was supposed to have a cross on his shirt. Like, no! Remove it! Remove the cross from his shirt! People will go apeshit over that! So they did.
Even though there's a cross in every church.
I know. Trust me, I don't
And
get
they
it.
sell crosses in the store
I know.
as jewelry.
But yeah, apparently they're lightening up on that sort of stuff. Because, like you said, this episode had little like Christian iconography, like just like little biblical iconography.
Well, this has not been westernized yet. We're getting this
Granted,
straight from the source.
Granted, you got a point.
It's got the secret sauce in it.
Secret sauce. Anyway,
This would be like if they, the Pokemon dubs with 4Kids Entertainment stuff,
Yeah.
where they completely bastardized everything.
That's because that's what 4Kids does. Remember when fucking One Piece came over here?
Nope, I've never watched One Piece.
No, you should have. It was actually really good.
Nope.
But the 4Kids version was so bastardized. It was
Yeah.
awful. It was that. Oh my god, that opening. Oh Jesus. Fuck.
Maybe I'll have some research to do when I get home. Or he'll show me it after we do this.
It's time for One Piece. Oh god, it was so bad. But anyway, go watch the English localized Dragon Ball GT opening. Oh my god! If you thought GT was bad by itself, watch the English GT. Oh, you will see new levels of bad. But anyway, we're just talking about Dr. Stone.
What the fuck is GT?
Dragon Ball GT?
What's that?
Oh, yeah, good policy. Good policy. I like that. Denials, some people say denial is a bad thing. Not in the case of GT.
I'm not denying a goddamn thing.
Anyway, Dr. Stone. So, they're going to rig, the plan is to rig the tournament. They're like, just Senku's going to join, and along with Ginro, and even Chrome is going to join in on the tournament. Their plan is to lose on purpose. They have no intention of winning, except for Kinro. They want Kinro to win.
Yeah, they want Kinro to win.
But
There's a long shot that Kohaku will win, but
Yeah.
I think they said they were going to throw out the results if she won again.
something like, yeah, I don't know. It was confusing. But they were like, okay, this is what we're going to do. If any of us get paired against Magma, we're just going to do our best to just weaken him.
Yeah,
just
they
weaken
wanted
him
to
down.
wear him down. So as he was going through the tournament, at each successful bracket, I cannot speak English right now. Each successful bracket, he would get more and more tired.
Had to speak English?
I do not know how to speak into English.
English. Oh. English?
Yes.
Oh. But yeah,
But
continue,
yeah,
sorry.
as he got farther and farther along the ladder, he'd be weaker and weaker because, he's tired.
Yeah, I
Even
love
though
it.
he gets
Chrome,
to rest between each
yeah,
round.
Chrome is like I love Chrome's plan. Chrome's my favorite. He's been practicing on his target. He's like, yeah, I'm really good at this. This is when we were like the sound design we were talking about. It was like fantastic. He's like just he learned to poke. Just boom. That's all he can do. Just thrust. A thrusty poke. He does it over and over and really, really fast. He's like, I'm gonna use it on Magma's weak point. His wee.
And Kohaku's like, that's a good strategy. Just kick him in the dick.
Dick hit approved. But
She's like, I would do that too.
yeah. Actually,
It seems like the rules for this MMA tournament are a lot more relaxed than they are.
so long as your opponent doesn't die at the end,
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
It's okay as long as they don't die. You could kick them in the nuts, punch them in the back of the head, fish hook, blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
It's just like kick him in the spleen, and just punch him in the kidneys. Don't matter as long as they live.
I
survive.
liked your emote though. I liked your emote there. Kick him in the spleen.
Well, I can't really. I couldn't.
Just punch him.
Well, the thing is, if I were to try and kick right now, I'd kick the microphone. So I'm not going to do that.
I guess you can't do that very well. Kick him in the spleen.
Yeah. Well, if you put a shoe on your fist and then hit someone with it, is that a punch or a kick?
I have half a mind to go get one of my shoes just so we can illustrate that.
But so they're like I said, the great plan is to rig the tournament. I love it. Like Kinro's all like, I will not rig it. I will not do this.
I've got too much pride for this.
It's like, what do you think of this, Kohak? Kohak, what do you think of this? Oh my God! You this secret tournament? You're rigging it. It's just
She's like, well, Ruby's my sister, and I want her to get better, so rigging's good. Rigging's good.
Well, she didn't say rigging was good. She's like, I'll
just turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah, and he's all like, no. But so the day of the tournament arrives, and Seiko after 6 months. Apparently, 6 months have gone by.
Yeah, if you did not know, these past 13 episodes, 6 months have gone by in the world. So we are at Lord of the Rings right now. Gandalf has been on the top of the tower for 6 months, and now he's back.
Oh,
and does everybody know if it's secret and safe?
And Seiko gets to take his first steps into the village. I just sort of savored it. It was almost like he was like, yeah, I did it. So they're all getting ready to they're all signing up and pulling straws. They're all pulling straws so they can see who's in the brackets. For Suika, is that her name? Suika?
Yeah, Suika.
The Suika's all like,
well, she's not there yet. Before that happens.
No, she is there. She is there because
no, she's not.
Yeah, she is. Trust me. Follow me here.
Okay.
They do the bracketing.
Oh yeah.
And she's doing the praying. She's like, don't put Magma and Kinro in the first match. Don't put Magma and Kinro in the first match. Don't do. She's like praying it over and over again, really, really hard. Magma and Kinro first round.
So yeah, the first round, Magma and Kinro.
It's like, oops, plan screwed.
And then Siku's like, well, we could use performance-enhancing drugs.
Yeah, no,
he's good old Pete's.
He's like, he's like, well, if rigging ain't gonna work, there's always the good old rigging standby. Doping!
Let's remember, kids, we take roids for the roid range.
Which is like, I don't understand what he made. I'm confused. What
An energy drink or whatever.
Some kind of thing. And Ginro just gets so excited and drinks the whole thing, and then eats the herbs raw.
Yeah, so he makes like an energy drink. So he makes the Stone World equivalent of a monster. And Ginro eats all of it raw. He doesn't even get to mix all the ingredients together. And Siku's like, yeah, this counts as doping in this world.
And by the way, throughout the rest of the episode, Ginro is still chewing on it. The rest of the episode, he's like,
but the guy they wanted to give it to
didn't get
it.
So Suika is all like, don't worry, I'll go to the river and get more. And like,
yeah, because they ran out of Sweet Flag because he ate all of it. Suika's like, all right, we'll go get it.
And then Magma's little...
She rolls out inside the watermelon.
Yeah, she Sonic the Hedgehog's out of there.
Yeah.
But then,
great sound design, by the way.
And then Mantle's, or Magma's little crony Mantle's all like, oh, yes.
Twirl my evil mustache that I wish I had. Which, speaking of which, Magma, he
oh my god,
literally says, mwahahaha.
At least 4 times, he does say straight up, mwahaha, M-W-A-H-A-H-A-H-A.
Or M-U-H-A-A and blah, blah,
blah. As
he's like, mwahaha.
How is he, like, seriously,
like, the first time I learned it, I heard it, I just burst out laughing. I was like, did he really say that?
He did. But I was like, what made me laugh is he's standing there in public, people around him going, like, oh man, I won't have to kill her after all. She'll die on her own.
The last thing you want to do if you're an evil mastermind is to sit in the middle of a crowd and say,
and then followed by your plan. His evil plan to kill Ruby.
This is my evil plan, and they will never catch on to it.
And no one does. Because they're all idiots.
So anyway, Mantle captures Suika and ties her to a tree and goes back to them, and he's like, Suika got swept away in the river. And they're all like, dude, you're fucking lying to us. We know. We know you're fucking lying.
But then, of course, Kohaku being Kohaku, she's like, he probably is lying. In fact, I know he's lying, but I couldn't live with myself if I didn't check. So
his evil plan is to get Kohaku out so that she has to forfeit because she beat Magma last time, and they don't want to have to face her.
Right.
And this is all part of.
But there's actually this scene where Ruri, like, she's like, wait, you mean the outsider's name is Senku?
Yes. So we get this inexplicable scene about Ruri.
And she's like, shit, your name's Senku, right? He's like, oh yeah. What's your last name? And everyone in the town's like, what the fuck is a last name? What is that? And even Senku's like, there's no such concept of last name in this village. How does she know what a last name is? And she's like, is it Ishi?
Yeah, she has her convulsions from whatever's trying to kill her. But they raise a new question. How does she know what last names are?
And what does she know? How does she know his last name?
How does she know his last name?
She started to say Ishi, and then she falls over. It's like, uh-oh, what's going on here? What is this? But then the tournament begins, and Kohaku's at my end. They're like, no, you gotta understand. She's trying to help our friend, and the person running the tournament was like, she's not back by the third round, which is her round. She'll be disqualified.
Meanwhile, on the Tree of Captivity, Suika frees herself.
Yeah. Now, I have questions. She thought of, like, fire. Oh, that's right, like rubber stick or something like that. And then she gets the idea to spin like a top, which then somehow loosens the ropes that she already said were too tight, and was able to get out of them, and then Sonic rolled back to the village.
Looks legit.
Sure? I mean, and Kohaku was like, who knows where the fuck she went, because they never actually went back to showing her finding Kohaku or finding Suika, or it is just like out there looking for Suika now. But Suika ends up back in the village.
And they're like, oh, Suika, you're back. She's like, yeah, I freed myself.
And Suika apparently has, like, teleportation powers, because she's teleporting all over this, like, arena while they fight between Ginro.
Yeah, so the fight between Kinro and Magma is going on, and they look kind of evenly matched.
Yeah.
Because
I love it, Magma's all like, you've never been able to beat me in a single match ever. And like, what makes you think you could do it now? And he's like, because I have the power of friendship.
The power of friendship is greater than anything ever. Only in Japanese anime.
So Suika's watching the match, and she realizes, oh, he's doing the squinty eyes like I do.
He has the fuzzy sickness.
And then she proceeds
to teleport.
She teleports to the top of the stands. Even the village elder and Ruri are all like, how the fuck did you get up here? They're all like, when did you get here? What? Magnets, how do they work? But, and she's like, okay, I will use the stairs as leverage to build up speed. And she says to build up speed, but then she just does this awkward tumble down the stairs.
And throws her watermelon head, which is small.
Yeah.
But fits on Kiro's head somehow.
Yeah, it's like, I love it because it's like after Kiro gets just wrecked because the fuzzy sickness is fucking him up. He can't, just the distance.
She or
Magma is just
infers.
Magma wrecks him. He's just again, the sound design is amazing. As Magma begins to just wreck him. He's like, I can't even move. Oh, I let all my friends down. And Suika's all like, Kiro, use the eyes of science!
And he jumps into it like a Mario cap or something.
Yeah.
And then lands and poses, and the background explodes.
And I gotta say,
because of rule of cool.
He looks ridiculous, but also kind of badass. It's like when you're...
I kind of got lost here, though.
It's like when you're playing an MMO, and you got a full set, but then you glamour the helmet into something stupid.
I want to do this experiment for science.
Okay.
Can I use your glasses?
Sure. You might make yourself go blind trying, but, go ahead.
Oh, fuck! That makes my vision worse! Holy fuck!
Told you!
Yeah. Are those his prescription?
Yeah, that is a good question. Apparently, Suika...
God, that was terrible. That's the worst fucking thing I've ever seen with my eyes in my life.
I'm sorry!
Those are not my prescription.
But apparently Kinro and Suiga have the exact same prescription.
I couldn't see shit when I put your glasses on.
But then he proceeds to lay the smackdown on Magma. He's like starts just kicking his ass.
Yeah, because science.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, the eyes of science. Science is so amazing and powerful. He's like, this, Magma, you wanted to know why I could never beat you before. It's because until that, back then, I didn't have what I had now. The eyes of science!
Not all eyes of science are made equal, as I just found out.
And it literally ends there! It didn't show definitively him beating Magma or anything. It just, he lays him out. It doesn't show if he actually won or anything. It didn't go, and Kinro wins, It just ends. It's like, damn it!
Yeah, so we got baited just like we did in Vinland Saga. They're not going to finish the battle right here.
Nope.
Tune in next time to find out what happens.
Hopefully, maybe. We'll see what happens. I mean, we've done some series before, multiple seasons, like Shield Hero and Banana Fish. We've done it before. Might do it again, who knows? We'll see what next season has to offer us. But
not Beastars.
Shut up! But anyway, let's take the 13 episodes. 13 or 12 or
yeah, 13 for this one.
Let's take the 13
this one
episodes
did get
and
delayed.
Call it a season. What do we think of these 13 episodes of Dr. Stone?
I would give it an A+.
Really? You giving it a 10?
A++ out of 10.
No. Okay. I'm going to give it another 9 out of 10. I don't think it's perfect because I'm still.
I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. I will give it an 8 out of 10 as well. Because
there were some things in this show that irritated me, like
2 things.
Glacial pacing.
Oh, okay, maybe 3 things.
And the repeated in the earlier episodes where they kept repeating the same plot point.
Yeah.
And repeating it over and over. And It's like, okay, just get on with it. We know this already.
Yeah. My 3 problems. First of all, like I said, the glacial pacing. They need to speed things up a little bit. 2, fucking, what's the villain's name? Shishio?
Yeah.
Shishio's like just Sherlock Holmesian powers.
Okay, maybe I'll have to add that to my list of annoyances too.
For fuck's sake, that was so like footprints. Oh, these are just a distraction. They're actually gonna go find, gunpowder to make guns and kill me. What? What the fuck? What? What? It's like, wow. I mean, I still can't forgive it for that. And, there was another thing.
Which raises the question, why did he send out the magician to go find out if Siku was dead or alive, when he could just look at the night sky and look at the stars to see how they align, and be like, oh, Siku's alive.
And there was the episode and a half, 2 episodes, where it's all like, even though Senku told us his origin in the stone world, now we just have to stop the story dead to then show you. It's like, those 2 episodes pissed me off. I hated that shit.
And I'm also wondering, what are Taiju and Yuzu doing?
That too. Like,
did they get written out of the show?
Like, even, what was it, 2 episodes ago, even Kohaku's all like, hey, remember or was it Kohaku? No, I think it was Crow, who probably like, hey, remember your friends that aren't here anymore? It's like, even I was like, oh yeah, there was those 2 other guys. Where are they?
What are they doing? Do they know how magnets work?
I would have punched you, I swear to God. But, yeah, I remember what he said at the beginning of this episode, I'm the one who keeps it going?
I don't care. It was relevant!
Actually, it was because it's Dr. Stone that actually had a Magnets episode, so...
It's very relevant. That's where we started spamming this from.
But, yeah, it's like, this show is just so freaking good. It's like Vinland, it's just like Vinland Saga. It was one of those shows where it's like every week I'm like, I can't wait to sit down and watch more Dr. Stone.
Now, the only thing is if they replace the opening song. Now, I don't...
No, I like this opening song. I love Good Morning World. I love this.
I know he says Good Morning World, but in the first time... Well, the first few seconds of it, I swear it sounds like he says bullet hole.
No, he's saying Good Morning World in Japanese, and then he says Good Morning World in English.
But it's because of the way his accent works with his Japanese.
He's told me that. I've listened to it. I still don't hear it.
Listen to it without the subtitles.
I don't know.
Yes.
But,
that's my headcanon.
Yeah, but yeah, those are my only problems with the show. Other than that, I love the characters. I love when they break, like they did that thing like with how heavy the dumbbells you lift, where they would break animation style to exaggerate things. And I especially love it where Senku is supposed to be the hero. He's the protagonist.
Yeah.
And they keep pointing out
You
like,
sound like the villain.
they're like, dude, you sound like a villain, they're like, with that face you're making, you look like the villain.
However, we know that he is not the villain because they actually have people in this world that say "wahahaha."
They do.
And Siku has not said that yet.
That and I still want to like another negative. I still don't get. Shishio is like, we're only going. His plan is only to unstone the pure children, the good people. It's like, and then they showed the magician going back to Shishio's cave, full of like punks and delinquents and gang members, and it's like, well, someone just went against his own moral compass.
Something went awry here.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is this? So it's like, okay. So that's another, I want to put that in a negative column as well.
I think I got all my negatives. Now the positives, great sound design.
Oh, absolutely.
Great soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Love the artwork, even though I've heard people bash it. Okay, whatever.
Well, there are times where it does get into that very simplified art style.
I don't care.
The backgrounds, when they like show like the big sweeping backgrounds. They did a great job of showing a world taken back by nature.
Yes.
I especially love it's
Kohaku's thighs.
It's morbid, but I do love watching like the scenery with just like how the earth is like swallowed, like all these the people statues. You see bits of them poking out of the ground or stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's so well detailed.
Okay, so I'm going to continue on the positives.
Yeah.
Kohaku's thighs. Suika is just amazing.
Suika's adorable as fuck. She'd make a great doll. It's like a little plushie just put on a stand. She's so adorable.
Yeah, adorable.
Well, I'm
going to keep watching this show, even if we don't continue covering it on this.
Yeah, I love that scene where she takes off the melon for the first, or they take her melon off, and oh, she's adorable. It's
like, oh god, it's horrible. Take it back.
Put it back on! Put it back on! Quick!
So I guess I don't have anything else I want to add.
Yeah. So that was Dr. Stone, a fantastic show this season. I thoroughly loved it, except for, like I said, we got our negatives out of the way. I think they stand. I think they're relevant and they're valid criticisms. But yeah, tell us what you thought of Dr. Stone. Actually, tell us what you thought of any of these episodes shows that we watched this season, or even ones we didn't, or even ones that we started and then dropped. If you kept watching them, let us know. Like we started Granbelm and Fire Force. And,
actually, Granbelm turned out to be pretty good.
And what was the other one? The Demon Girl Next Door.
Demon Girl Next Door, which I completely dropped.
Well, when your main characters don't give a shit, why would an audience give a shit? So yeah, it's like, let us know about any of that. So, seeing us at the end of the season, we're going to go ahead and do what we always do at the end of the season.
Go to sleep.
Well, no, we're quickly, because this has gone on long. For only 3 episodes. It's gone on
only
really
3
long.
episodes. We rambled on forever. It's the normal length of an episode.
Yep. Let's go ahead and talk about, let's start rounding up our favorites and least favorites. Okay, and rounding it out, let's just start right with the main one. Favorite show. It was top 5. That's our top 4 favorite shows this week, because both of us know what number 5 is for both of us.
Our top 4 favorite shows were everything except Mommy Isekai.
I mean, just 4, 3, 2, 1. What was your least favorite to favorite?
Jeez, this is tough. Tied at number 1 are Dumbbells, Astra Lost in Space, Vinland Saga, and Dr. Stone.
Okay, I have my list. I know my list. Number 4 is definitely Astra. Now, it's not that I didn't like it. I did. With minor exceptions, like that ending that ending fell flat. Number 3 is Dr. Stone. Really love the show, but had some problems. Number 2 is Dumbbells. I cannot believe that show turned out to be so amazing as it did. And number 1 is Vinland, because that show is just fucking amazing.
Okay.
So, favorite opening theme song? Go.
I'm going to cheat. I'm taking an opening from a show that we did not watch together.
Okay.
And that is Copcraft.
Oh, yes, I've been hearing a lot of good things about Copcraft. I have a coworker who really loves that show.
Okay.
Oh, he loves that show.
Great story, but the studio was not up to the task.
How so? Like the art parts, the writing, the music? What?
Okay, so the animation is very, very lacking.
Okay.
Whenever there comes to a part where there needs to be a fight scene,
Okay.
it's still frames.
Oh, okay. That's not good.
However, it is very fascinating. There's an episode where they have this chick that's a vampire. For like half of it, she runs around naked. But the voice actress, amazing job.
So that's your favorite opening this season?
Yes.
Is Copcraft. Okay. I'll have to go listen to it. I haven't heard it. For me, I think my favorite opening is definitely Dr. Stone. Good Morning World. I mean, I do like...
and this is from a guy that every time we did this, every week, he would go, Onigai Muscle.
I was just about to say that. I mean, it was like tied in second is definitely Dumbbells. I do love Dumbbells, but there's something about Good Morning World. I just love that opening theme. And the thing is that Dumbbells opening, it made me laugh. It was just funny. It was like listening to like a Weird Al song. You know, it's just because I loved listening to Machio coming into the song, just like yes, Masu. And then it's like as the song is swelling, it sounds like they're saying the word side. Like side.
Saido Chesto!
Saido Chesto! Just because Machio just makes everything better, because he's Machio. He's Machio. You are not Machio.
No, you are not Machio.
No, but are you Machio? No, you are not Machio.
But I. You. Yes. Machio.
And, you know, and then, like, Vinland Sagas may have been up there, but it's just, it starts really good. It starts like it's gonna be this, like, it starts like, oh, it's getting hype, and then it's like, just goes, it like jumps the shark. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like you're a Wile E. Coyote, you went off the cliff and you just didn't realize it.
Yep. Well, no, it's like imagine, you know, it's going up, and then it's just like, boom! It's like, it doesn't continue the gradual build-up.
No, it's going up, it continues to go up, and then when it gets to that point, it just explodes.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, that's just, for me, and Astra, I wish I could say I loved it more than I did, but we saw it 3 times, maybe? So,
Did we?
It's like maybe 4.
The mystery of the Astra OP.
Like, literally, our anime talk has played the Astra's opening more times than Astra
the
did.
actual show did. That's very true.
But, yeah, definitely for me, it's absolutely...
Well, they crammed so much
Dr. Stone.
fucking show into that show.
They did.
You will get your money's worth out of that.
Except for that ending. But anyway, but yeah, for me, absolutely, Dr. Stone is the best opening.
Okay.
Best ending!
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Vinland Saga, even though
Okay.
once you've heard one Eimer song, you've heard them all.
That's the one
all
like,
of them.
It's like da 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 da
Yeah.
da da da
Yeah.
da da. That's a good one. That's a good one. Now, Dumbbell. Dumbbell's my favorite ending.
Because the guys think get masks.
No, it's because
Man, I can't remember how Dumbbells goes now.
Part of the song sounds like they're doing macho.
Oh, yeah.
But it just kind of cracks me up because I just love watching it. It's like visually, it just makes me laugh watching it.
Now, I'm going to admit, like, my favorite part of the shows is the openings and the endings,
Yeah.
but this season was kind of weak, in my opinion.
Actually, Dr. Stone's ending was actually really good too. That sort of like Japanese rap thing where they had like the rotoscope with the people and the technology. That was actually a really good one.
But I'm talking, like, if I had to compare this to, was it Winter when Promised Neverland and all those shows aired?
Oh god, yeah, Promised Neverland's opening was like just god tier.
And Kaguya, even though we didn't like the show.
Oh, what are you talking about? I like Kaguya-sama.
I
had
thought
some
it was
bad-
very middling, and
It would have some bad episodes, but
I don't
it
remember
wasn't
what
bad by
I don't
any
remember
means.
what I rated it as. I'll probably go back and watch that episode and be like, "Oh, really? Is that what you thought, CarnagePanda?"
I mean, come on. Let's compare Kaguya-sama to the mommy isekai.
No, I'm talking about the opening.
Oh, just the opening. Oh, you didn't
So-
like the opening?
Are you insane?
I can't remember. The opening was amazing in Kaguya-sama. That thing was fucking. That was another god tier song.
Yes. So that's why I'm asking you. Are you insane?
Oh, yes, I am insane.
Yeah. So the opening to Kaguya-sama is just mwah.
Yeah. You did the little chef thing. Mwah.
Mwah.
Ah, yes. That's the spicy meatball. Oh, yeah. But,
Or more infamously, that Saturday Night Live sketch where they had the sweaty meatballs.
oh, God.
You love my sweaty meatballs.
Or, South Park chef is like, suck on my chocolate salty chocolate balls. Suck on my chocolate salty balls. Put them in your mouth and suck them. You don't remember that?
No, I do remember that.
Your face is so red right now. Oh my god.
I remember there was a time when I used to watch South Park, and it was good.
It still
and
is
the
good.
times were good.
It still is good. The show's still amazing.
And I don't watch it even though I could just go online and watch everything for free.
Yeah. But, so, I mean, that was our favorite opening and endings. If you had to pick one moment this season, that was your favorite moment. What was your favorite moment this season?
I was unprepared for this question.
Even though it happens at the end of every season, we talk about this
What
stuff.
was my favorite moment? You know what? It had to be from Dumbbells.
Yeah?
It had to be from Dumbbells.
Please tell me
and
it's
I'm
the same
just
one
gonna
I'm gonna
leave it at that.
Okay, I think I can say it. I think I can speak for both of us on this. The God of Muscles. Where he stands up on
I'm just
stage.
gonna leave it at that.
He just stands up on stage. For me, it's like when that moment, he stands on stage, and just the radiance comes off of him, and just blows everyone's fucking clothes off.
The glory of Machio.
Yes, the glory of Machio. I saw the glory of your back of your hand there, but
Keep your pip hand strong, kids.
but that moment in Dumbbells where he just radiates such the godliness of Macho. Even the other Macho men are like, so much Macho. He bowed to him. That was hands down the best scene of the season. But your favorite scene is just Dumbbells.
Yeah.
Okay. Worst scene of the season. There's one scene where you're just like, fuck off. Get this off my screen.
So there's a lot of questionable scenes in the Mommy Isekai.
Yeah.
I can't pick exactly one because they're many and numerous.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know if it is Masato squirming in slime all over his naked mother.
Oh god.
That scene's actually pretty bad.
Yeah, that
That scene
pretty
is
awful.
fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like every time they were all taking a group bath, I was like, yeah, whatever. But the fucking scene where
Is it just me, or is it sad that even Masato goes like, why does no one think that this is weird? And even at some point, we even got so acclimated, just like, yeah, they just all bathe naked together. That's fine. No one cares.
it doesn't really bother me, but that fucking scene where he's just like jello wrestling with his mom is just like,
yeah. Now, see,
no.
see, for me, it's actually from Dr. Stone. I think the worst scene of the season comes from Dr. Stone, even though I love Dr. Stone. And I hate the Mommy Isekai.
Do elaborate.
The thing is, the Mommy Isekai isn't just one scene of bad. It's just all, like, it's a, conglomeration of bad.
Great amalgamation of
Yeah.
just terrible.
Just the scene. And I literally wanted to punch it off the screen when it happened. It was just Shishio being fucking, psychic detective. I hated that. It literally drove me up the wall. I could
Yeah,
not
so
stand
I
that
don't
shit.
I don't like his abilities to infer via complete bullshit.
Yeah.
But when I weigh it against, slime rolling across your mom.
Well, see, why I think the Shishio inference powers is worse than that is because that didn't really like take, you know, like the slurping around naked on your mom is, yeah, it's bad. It's gross. It's bleh. But it didn't really like ruin the show because that show's already ruined.
That's true.
Shishio just being able to have super inference powers, it just takes like, let's just have this great thing up here. It's like way up here. Let's just drag it down, you know, a couple of notches with your stupidity.
Hopefully Shishio cannot do this anymore. Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, we know he's coming back in the story at some point.
At some point.
But, like right now, like literally right now, Shishio's in his cave going, oh, there's a tournament going on in that village we talked that I never even got to see that one girl that I saw came from. Like, he just knows, and it's just...
Like I know this because of how thick her thighs were.
It's like, oh, this drop of water came from the ceiling of my cave, and that proves to me right now that
the wind blew that leaf. Therefore,
this tiny little girl threw a melon on another guy's head that had prescription glasses.
And there was an explosion.
Yeah, I know this.
Yes,
because I am Shishio.
I am Shishio. You are not Shishio.
You are not Shishio. He is not Shishio.
But I am Shishio.
Yeah, I think that is the worst thing that happened this season. To be perfectly honest, it's just, that's my opinion. So.
Okay, so we do have differing opinions there, but
yeah,
two bad things. And you know what? I'm happy you brought that up because that was bullshit.
I mean, literally, that was just like, if you look
I think that's more bullshit than Netflix getting B-stars.
Oh, stop reminding me! Ugh. I want
3 times.
3 strikes and you're out! And we're going to go ahead and end this episode here on that. That brings us to the end of summer 2019. Not the best, let's be honest, not the best season. Not the best season. We actually had a hard time filling out our 5
Actually,
anime.
I felt it was perfectly adequate.
Yes, it was mediocre at best, I think. There was some really great... There were some really greats, but the really greats were brought down by the canon not so greats.
I think that's the only regret I have, is watching the mommy isekai.
And the Demon Girl Next Door?
Well, the Demon Girl Next Door was just boring. It wasn't offensive.
What about Fire Force and the one chick's power that derives from being sexually assaulted or whatever?
Okay, so I still watch Fire Force. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
As long as she's not on the screen.
And which is sad because during the opening credits and they're showing all the people,
I like her character
design. She looks cool.
So she looks really cool, but somebody fucked up here. It's either the writer or the editor.
Okay.
Somebody in this equation of Fire Force fucked up. They just fucked up so bad.
The animation's gorgeous in that show.
It's a great show. Minus, what's her name?
I don't know. I didn't see that far. I only saw the first 2 or 3 episodes. So
I knew her name at one point. I think it starts with a T. Tamaki or something. Minus the very questionable sexual assault scenes. Like there's this really badass battle that's going on.
Yeah.
And it's very tense and the stakes are high. And it's very clear that this guy's a bad guy. He's going around. They figured out the reason that these people are bursting into flames is due to these bugs that this dude is implanting from the secret society. And
evil Illuminati again, huh?
Yeah, so they're having the main character, whatever the fuck his name is, I'm good with names, is having a really serious fight.
Shinra.
Shinra. So at some point, the bad guy kicks him or something and knocks him away.
Okay.
And he tumbles right into Tamaki and all of her clothes go flying off and he's right up into her tits and
of course
it's like, what? You just ruined this entire fucking fight.
Ugh.
It was...
But yeah.
And I'm not against fan service, but it was really inappropriate where it was used.
Fan service has its place. In the middle of a badass fight sequence that's not its place.
That's exactly what I'm saying, because
yeah.
They also have the other girl and the priest. They have shower scenes with them. Okay,
of course
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it, okay?
Yeah.
But in the middle of a fight, give me a break.
I'm not I'm not big on fan service. That's not really why I watch anime. It's not for me. But I can understand its place. I can understand why it's. I understand why it's there is to sell it. But sometimes it just, you put it in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it just wrecks whatever you're trying to do. But like I said, this season, not exactly there was some greatness in the season, but the season overall, kind of middling, kind of.
I don't
B-tier.
feel that way. I had a lot of fun with Dr. Stone, Vinland Saga.
Oh yeah, I did.
Onigai Muscle.
Oh, I absolutely did. Yeah.
Astra. Copcraft has a really good story, even though the animation is non-existent at points where it should be.
Yeah.
Also, props out to them doing the one scene where they're oh shit, I can't remember the word. Oh yeah, the island they're on is a very diverse population, and they show a picture of just all these white people. they do it before every episode too. It's bro, what?
Well, maybe it's diverse the other way, like gender diverse, maybe.
No.
Sexuality diverse.
No.
Religious diversity.
No.
Hobby diversity.
Moving on.
So yeah, that was summer 2019. He seems to have a higher opinion of it than I do. I mean, again, I'm not talking about the individual shows.
There
I'm just
is
saying
one
the season
thing
in
that
general.
lowered my opinion of this season.
Mami Isekai.
No, it's too damn fucking hot outside.
That is that, yeah. But then again, that's every summer though.
That's every summer.
Summer sucks for that. But we're moving into fall. Fall is
the glorious fall season, which is my favorite season of the year.
That's because fall is the best season of the year. Anyone who says otherwise, you're wrong.
Yeah, your opinion's wrong. You should go shame yourself.
Yes. If you think fall is not the best season, go shame yourself. We don't have time to shame you because we have anime to watch. So we're going to go ahead
we're going to go figure out what else we're watching next season that's not Beastars.
Shut up! So we're going to go, he says, we're going to figure out what we're going to watch next season. If you have any suggestions you'd like to plug our way, put them in the comments below. But for now, like I said, if you had anything you'd like to say about the things we watched, things we didn't watch, things you'd like to make sure people know about, all those comments, put them in the comments below. If you liked what you saw, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, share it, or you can click on the annotations for other videos we've done. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you all
next time.